in Changhua County in Taiwan Tuesday morning. They were among the 8 who perished after being trapped inside the factory during the fire. One of them is Renato Larua, 30 years old. In this photo sent to his wife Rosette, doctors tried to revive Larua, but he eventually died due to suffocation. Rosette narrated that her husband even messaged her at around 3:30 in the morning, telling her that he was on his way to work. That proved to be the last message he will ever send his wife. At 11 in the morning, Rosette received a call from Renato's agency informing her of the grim news.
Sabi po na agency, confirm na nga daw po. Noong una, di ako makapaniwala. Kasi kausap ko siya ng gabi. Magka-video call pa kami.
This is even more devastating as she is 8 months pregnant with her second child. Renato is survived by his wife, the baby, and their 10-year-old child.
Maya't maya siya tanong sa akin na, wala na ba talaga? Baka pwede pa. Baka kapag inuwi dito, ma-revive pa. Tapos dumating pa siya sa point na, baka pag pinalitan ng puso, mabubuhay. Baka mabuhay yung papa ko. Tapos lagi sinasabi, I want my papa back. Sana hindi na lang siya umalis.
Rosette also said that this work contract abroad would have been Renato's last, as he promised that he will stay in the Philippines for good after his 3-year contract.
Inawat pa po siya ng panganay namin na, huwag ka na lang umalis pa, dito ka na lang. Sabi niya po, hindi, isa pa, isang ano na lang, alis na lang. Siyempre nga po, mas maganda kasi opportunity sa ibang bansa. Sabi ko, sige, isa na lang. Tapos ganun po yung nangyari. Huli na po pala.
Aside from Larua, the other casualties were Nancy Revilla, Aroma Miranda, and Maricris Fernando. Manila Economic and Cultural Office Chairman Sylvester Bello III said that the 3 of the victims died due to suffocation, while the other one died while being treated in the hospital. 4 other Pinoys also sustained minor physical injuries, but are now in stable condition. Bello added that the government is in close coordination with their Taiwanese counterparts. He said the remains of the victims will be repatriated as soon as the paperwork is done.
From MECO po, meron financial assistance but more on OWA. Meron silang death benefit na 200,000 manggagaling sa OWA at meron din silang 20,000 na burial benefits. But more important than that, yung ating mga kababayan na namatay dahil sunog na ito, kung meron silang anak, ay they will be entitled to free education under the OWA.
For News of 5, Jenny Dongon, PR1 News.
And more Filipino evacuees have safely crossed the Sudanese border into Egypt, along with over 200 others who have fled the war-torn African country. Philippine Ambassador to Egypt, Ezzedine Tago, said that he met the Filipino evacuees along the Agrine border. They joined at least 50 other Filipino evacuees who had already arrived in Egypt. So far, a total of 340 Filipino evacuees are now safe on Egyptian soil, but official numbers can still change because of voluntary repatriation. Back here in the Philippines, a Muntinlupa court has reopened one of the 2 remaining drug cases against former Senator Laila De Lima, citing new rebuttal evidence. The prosecution presented lawyer Damitir Huerta from the Public Attorney's Office as a rebuttal witness. Prosecutor Sonny Ocampo said this is to counter the claim of former Corrections Chief Rafael Ragos that he was forced to make false allegations against De Lima. Ragos had earlier recanted his testimony against the former senator, saying that he was pressured to link De Lima to illegal drugs. Recall that the case stemmed from Ragos' testimony that De Lima received drug money to fund her 2010 senatorial campaign.
The testimony of Damitir Huerta is to be presented in order to contradict or controvert the allegation of Ragos that the words contained in his 2 statement were supplied by Attorney Rigel Salvador, also of the Public Attorney's Office, and to prove that there was no coercion on the part of the public attorneys. At that time, Ragos executed his statement at the Soler and at the Public Attorney's Office.
We're going for a quick break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Over 100 ships believed to be Chinese militia maritime vessels were spotted in the West Philippine Sea. The PCG says these sightings were from the country's 7-day maritime patrol last week. Over 100 Chinese ships were stationed around the Julian Felipe Reef, while over a dozen others were spotted by the Sabina Shoal. Numerous radio challenges were issued by the PCG, ordering the Chinese vessels to leave the area, but these were ignored. The PCG has already submitted a report to the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, highlighting Beijing's continued presence in the disputed waters, as well as its aggressive actions against PCG vessels. Now, on that same maritime patrol, one Chinese Coast Guard ship and a Philippine Coast Guard vessel nearly collided as the BRP Malapascua attempted to approach the Ayungin Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. Let's watch this.
This is China Coast Guard Vessel 5201. This is a solemn statement. According to the Chinese laws and the international law, China has indisputable sovereignty over islands in the South China Sea and their adjacent waters. MRRB.
BRP Malapascua, MRRB 4403, conducting local routine maritime patrol within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone.
Dangerous maneuver yun ang tawag namin, no? Without due regard sa safety ng navigation, para lang hindi tayo makapasok sa Ayungin, ginagawa nila yan yung pangharang na yan, no? Isa sa harassment na ginagawa ng China yan.
One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.